Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, June 7th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is all the layers of awareness are my responsibility. Responsibility. And my computer has made a miraculous recovery. I'm amazed because yesterday it did not want to work. And today I was like, I'm gonna just check and see how you're doing and what's happening and where you're at. And it turned on and it worked normal. But I feel like it's a warning, like, okay, like, get on your path of upgrade. So I'm sharing that message. Get on your path of upgrade. And we're just gonna dig into the astro now. We have some interesting stuff happening. It's always interesting, right? But the combination, the layers, how the layers work together always fascinates me. So we're coming out of dark of the moon. We're coming out of new moon energy. We're still wanting to feed and water our seeds, water our intentions. We don't want to, pick up the seed and throw them away. So watch for that because, sometimes that can come up, especially when we have heightened emotional energy. So we have the moon today moving into Cancer. And what's interesting and what's happening with that is we have Mars finishing up in Aries. Today and tomorrow, Mars will be finishing up at Aries. Mars will be at that final degree. And my feeling is this combo, moon in Cancer, like riving up our emotions, and then Mars in Aries, which is ready to react. Mars in Aries can be very reactive. Could be a little challenging. Now, what I like is we're coming out of this very strong Gemini energy. We still have a lot of Gemini energy, but it's a call to cultivate your awareness, a call to cultivate your awareness around your stories that you're telling that can rile your emotions. And here's the thing, conscious or unconscious, we have stories about everything. Whether the stories are like, this is good, this is bad, or the stories is like, oh, this is what always happens. We tell stories. We're all storytellers. We may not realize how much we tell the stories, but we tell these stories. So you want to be aware if these stories are helping you, spiral up, spiral down, stay in neutrality. And it's not that it's good or bad, but is this how you want to move? Is this how you want to be moved by your stories, by what you're feeling and experiencing? Now, a very interesting layer is happening on top of this. We have the nodes dancing with Lilith. We actually have South Node Lilith conjunct. And we all have a Lilith story. We all have somewhere within us Lilith wounding. And I would say the Lilith wound, the collective Lilith wound, not digging into any sign, but is like a call to soul that the world was like, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? We will shame you for that. And so we all have some of that wounding. And my feeling is as the South Node brings some of that to the surface, and we have Moon in Cancer heightening some emotions, and then we have that Mars in Aries reactive energy. You might get a little punchy inside. You might feel a little bit of a lot. Now it's interesting because the cards, they brought it. They brought this up for sure. The top of the cards today is this clinging to the past card. And so some of this stuff, it may be so unconscious. It might be so buried deep within you. But keep this awareness that where you have felt shamed or carry some kind of shame or guilt or pain around being told you shouldn't do this, you can't do this, etc. No, that's not your path. When you knew that your soul was no, this is the way I'm supposed to be going. We're working to cycle this out. And this is part of this South Node plus Lilith energy. But part of cycling things out is allowing ourselves to feel whatever it is that we need to feel in the process of it. And so that's part of this card, this Cling to the Past card. Now, this is an interesting card, too, because it's a 5, but it's a 5 of Cups. 5 is mental energy, but Cups is emotional. So here we have, like, that combination of what we're really going to be working with over the next, I say the next several days, but it is ongoing, you know, as the Sun and Venus and Mercury all move closer towards Cancer, that we are going to be working with, like, the mental and emotional energies. So cultivate your awareness. We have the shoulddiness card today too, and that feels very connected. It's like it's a hot potato. I think I threw this card last week too. Like, the shoulddiness does not want to be held. The shoulddiness is like, I'm done. Shoulddiness, come back, Mimi. Come back to where we were. The shoulddiness, Lilith pushes up against that. The morality. A lot of times we can get caught up in what, oh my gosh, I hope you did not hear that. Excuse Joe if you did. if my thing did pick that up, excuse him. Yes, that was loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Joe does not shoot himself. Anyway, even though it sounded like he did. I guess I'm 5 right now. So it's a trombone. It's a butt trombone. The morality card. There's been so much of this time on this planet when it's been about, like, other people's morals instead of you having your own moral, what's the right word? Your own moral compass. There we go. Lilith is a reminder, like, what feels right to you, what is a yes and what is a no, you need to listen to and honor that. And so, but watch for the shoulddiness coming up inside of yourself in this energy. I think that's part of an overall call to change, call to shift that is coming up at this time. There's more astro to look at, but I'm going into the cards. I think a lot of times too, in learning to dance to the beat of your own drum, to honor your own rhythm, your own heart's rhythm, it can feel like a lonely process, and you can feel like an outcast, whether it's the rainbow sheep of the family or, you know, what have you, your friends not understanding your spiritual path, your coworkers. It can be lonely. So watch for that, and watch for where that might actually make you forego dancing to the beat of your own drum. So watch for that energy coming up. What I love is that I do have the Harmony card. So I think we're finding our way to work together with the mental energies and the heart energies. But I think today has a little bit of processing to do. And like I said, moving into the weekend, we will have Mars moving into Taurus. That's not going to be late on Saturday night. We also have Venus and Saturn engaging in a square. And, you know, Venus wants to experience new things, and Gemini is definitely excited to, like, explore all the rabbit holes. And sometimes Saturn can be like, no, not that way. No, not that way. And so watch for where, like, you're just kind of feeling a little shut down in your own personal blooming. I might show up with a Mars horoscope, but we might dig into it for Monday because, you know, Mars shifting into Taurus, it's definitely going to be a very different energy. It's definitely going to bring us a little bit more grounding, which I think is going to be nice with all of this Gemini energy that we're going into. But I think it's going to have some frustrations because so many people are like, I just want things to get moving. I want the change to happen. Like Sam Cooke's been singing about a change is going to come for so long. Like, when is it going to happen, right? This might slow things down in a little ways, but it feels good overall, like the Mars and Taurus energy, because there's still lessons to be learned. There's still things that we need to experience and dig into. Do know that for Sunday, it's probably going to be a little bit of a quieter energy with Mars newly in the sign of Taurus and hanging out at 0 degrees, and the moon changing signs as well and moving into Leo. So just a little prior awareness. To go back to Friday really quickly, for what I didn't tackle, we will have the moon making several connections before shifting into Cancer. It will be connecting to Mars. We have that. If you're up really early, you may feel like a little like wee with moon and Gemini connecting to Mars and Aries. But then it kind of settles down as the moon squares Neptune. Again, dreamland, messages in your dreams, and unwinding. Deep stuff. Again, this feels like the Lilith South Node and also the moon connecting to Neptune. We're unwinding some really old patterns within ourselves, conscious or unconscious. And sometimes that just knocks you out. So just be aware and take it easy on yourself. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here for now. You can book a reading. I'm probably still going to have a, maybe needs a new computer thing. I don't know. I still might do some kind of summer sale because why not? Summer gets quiet reading-wise, and it's good to connect. So message me, and besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.